You awaken in a world teetering on the edge of chaos, where the cries of the vulnerable echo amidst the shadows of a bustling city. The air hangs heavy, thick with tension and anticipation. You feel it in your bones, the looming sense that beneath the glossy surface of everyday life, something sinister brews. Cars rush by, people chatter, but amidst that blur of normalcy, the pulse of fear thrums like a heartbeat, slow, urgent, unrelenting. As you step outside, the sunlight casts long shadows on the pavement, filtering through the leaves of nearby trees, swaying gently, almost whispering secrets. It's an ordinary day, but the whispers seem to carry a message, warning you to look closer. You squint, catching flickers of movement in the periphery, and your heart quickens. Could it be? You feel a tension crackling in the air, as if the world is poised on a precipice, waiting for something remarkable to unfold. And then, just beyond the tree line, something catches your eye. A figure emerges, a bear, powerful and looming, an unstoppable force breaking through the dense undergrowth. You blink, disbelief washing over you. This is not the scene of an average day. This is nature, stepping up to confront something unimaginable. The bear is not merely a creature of instinct, but a protector about to reshape the narrative in a way you never anticipated. With a thick, muscular frame, the bear strides forward, its fur glistening under the sunlight, an embodiment of raw power and grace. You can almost hear the forest reverberating with its presence, as if the very trees bow in acknowledgement of this noble guardian. Each heavy paw crash lands against the ground, stirring up leaves and dirt, a silent declaration that injustice cannot go unanswered. Your breath catches. The air is suffused with the scent of damp earth and the faint metallic odor of fear, a pungent reminder of the menace lurking just beneath the surface. What you're about to witness is not just a confrontation. It's a collision between two worlds, the wild beating against the heart of human greed. What it protects, this majestic bear, are innocent lives caught in the crossfire of a relentless battle against exploitation, a fight where the stakes could not be higher. You step forward, mesmerized, senses heightened as the scene before you unfolds. In those brief moments, the reality settles in like a weight on your chest, a hidden underbelly of daily life where wildlife trafficking thrives just out of sight. Darkness cloaks these unimaginable acts, a testament to humanity's capacity for cruelty. But here stands a creature whose courage dares to challenge that very darkness. In its confident stance, you see hope igniting, a flicker of urgency. The city pulsed around you, yet this moment feels isolated, ensconced in a bubble of impending action. What will happen next? The answer drips with the promise of change, as if the air around you crackles with that electric potential. You brace yourself for the unexpected, knowing that this encounter will redefine your understanding of what heroism truly looks like. Your heart races, and you feel the exhilaration building, a mixture of awe and apprehension. It's as if the bear can sense your presence, its keen eyes locking onto yours, holding a depth of wisdom as ancient as the woods themselves. You wonder, what drives its path? Is it instinct or something beyond? A call to protect those who cannot protect themselves? In the spaces between heartbeats, you feel nature itself urging you to look deeper, to recognize the fight lying just beyond your sight. You sense that this is no ordinary bear. It is a guardian emerging from the shadows, summoned to confront the brutality of human greed. The scent of something urgent fills the air, a bittersweet blend of fear intertwined with a glimmer of hope. As you venture closer, the oppressive heaviness of the city blurs in the background, and you are drawn into this unfolding drama, an unexpected warrior rising to confront its darkest foe. The bear stands at the threshold, a sentinel of the wild, ready to shatter any lingering misconceptions of bravery, proving that champions of justice do not always walk on two legs. You can feel the energy shift. Anticipation vibrates in the air. The looming confrontation is not just a confrontation of flesh and fur, but an ideological clash. Guardian versus predator, innocence versus avarice. Each heartbeat echoes the urgency, a resonant call that resonates both within and beyond. Suddenly, the distant sounds of laughter pierce the air, cruel and mocking. The jubilant whoops of poachers frolicking amidst their spoils infect even the gentle breeze, twisting it sinisterly. You know they're unaware of the monumental force about to disrupt their malevolence. The air crackles with energy, and anticipation clings tightly around you. What unfolds next will challenge your perception of morality, courage, and justice. You sense the world waiting, holding its breath, ready to follow the bear's every move. Here, in this moment, you understand that the line between predator and protector blurs in the wild, and that true heroism often emerges from the unlikeliest sources. And so, as the bear stands poised on the cusp of revelation, you realize that you are witnessing a turning point, an unsung hero carving out a path of liberation. As shadows swirl around you, you take a step forward into a hidden world where nature pushes back hard against human folly. An extraordinary narrative is about to unfold, reminding you that in the depths of the wild, stories of courage, vulnerability, and triumph await, hidden just beneath the surface, longing to be heard. This is just the beginning, the prologue to a journey you never expected. Nature is waiting for you to listen. You plunge deeper into this hidden world, a realm where light and dark wrestle for dominance, where echoes of despair resonate against the backdrop of a cascading forest. The air grows thicker, weighed down with anticipation and sorrow. Here, amidst the shadows, the trees stand as silent witnesses to a struggle unfurling just beyond your sight. You feel an unsettling chill wash over you, a serene yet haunting reminder of the turmoil faced by those who dwell within the confines of despair. The wildlife inhabiting this landscape, once vibrant and free, is now held captive by the insatiable greed of poachers. You navigate through winding paths, where the wild seems to whisper secrets of despair, a cacophony of suffering disguised in silence, muted cries rising as a lament against the prevailing darkness. Images flash before your eyes, the captured innocents. You see cages locked tight, filled with trembling creatures whose eyes are wide and terrified, consumed by the unknown. You step closer, compelled by their plight. Each cage is a prison, its metal bars offering no solace, only reflection of the moral abyss that humans have navigated to exploit the vulnerable. As you look closer, you feel their energy surging within you, a fierce call for justice. Who will hear their cries? In the distance, you hear the whispers of the forest merging with the whispers of the caged. Here, fear reigns supreme, each heartbeat thundering louder in their chests than the last. The trapped animals call out to their brethren, begging for aid, yet they are met only with silence. Nature stifled by the weight of human indifference. You press on, moving further into this labyrinth of despair, where every step reveals the moral decay in stark contrast to the beauty that surrounds you. Suddenly, laughter erupts, cutting through the solemn stillness like a knife. It's a cruel sound, drenched in mockery and delight, heralding the poacher's arrival. You turn your head, straining to see the source of this dark joy. Men, silhouettes against the dim light, swagger forth, fueled by their ill-gotten gains. Their faces, set in grins that scream of triumph, shine brightly against the shadowed backdrop, hearts hardened to the suffering that surrounds them. Each man radiates greed, inebriated by the power they wield over the innocent. As they celebrate, your heart sinks. In their minds, these innocents are nothing more than commodities, stripped of life, identity, and value. Each laugh sends tremors through the ground beneath you, echoes of callousness, a stark reminder of the depravity lurking behind those jovial masks. Time stretches as you witness the contrived normality of their lives, the unaffected ease with which they navigate their predatory existence. You realize they operate with an alarming sense of entitlement, viewing the world merely as a marketplace for exploitation. Their indifference stings, and you stand paralyzed, grappling with the weight of that reality. How can anyone dismiss such innocence? The pit of your stomach churns as you comprehend the magnitude of their actions. And then you find yourself caught in a suffocating silence, an oppressive fear enveloping you as the poachers turn their attention to the cages. You sense their anticipation mirroring your own, a tension crackling like static in the air. The clock ticks away, alive with the urgency of unfolding fate. Something must change. The poachers are emboldened, their vile operations intensified by the darkness wrapped around the night. They approach their next quarry, and you feel your heart pounding in tandem with the lives hanging in the balance. You traverse closer, straining to see through the bars that separate them from life outside their metallic confines. The chilling silence envelops the woods once more as the poachers prepare to finalize their cruel fate. With heavy breaths, you walk through the haunting quiet, navigating the haunting remains of the once vibrant forest. Each step resonates heavily. The whispering ghosts of the forest seem to plead for salvation amid the growing dread. You know you are witnessing something sacred, this struggle against a brutal reality. A voice, no, a silence, screams for a reckoning. As the noise of the poachers livens the night, the pulse of the earth vibrates beneath you. It feels alive with the weight of their actions. For the brave inhabitants of the forest, an insurmountable darkness looms overhead, and you sense their unyielding fear. The animals, stoic yet desperate, remain trapped within the bars of their makeshift prisons, their futures hanging precariously on threads woven by greed. In this oppressive void, you become acutely aware of the moral tension wrapped around the entire scene. As you return to your senses, every shift from the poachers moves with a menace you can taste, a bittersweet blend of despair and urgency. You settle into that haunting quiet, and with it comes the realization that you are witnessing an awakening, not merely of the bear, but of everything it signifies. In this moment of despair, the untamed beauty of the forest reminds you that sometimes change is quiet. The silent suffering begs attention, and the yearning for reprieve fills the clear night air, thickening and expanding into something almost palpable. Yet here, in this juxtaposition of humanity and nature, you begin to feel a flicker of hope mingling with your heartache. The world is unyielding, but your heart ignites at the thought that a guardian now stands ready, poised to clash against the encroaching darkness. As the poachers grow ever bolder, you sense a turning point ever closer on the horizon, a moment when the balance of power may finally shift. You no longer only watch, you feel compelled to bear witness. The urgency of the moment washes over you, and with it, the acknowledgement that something must be done. In your heart, you harbor the hope that the world will come to understand their struggle, and you cling to the belief that freedom lies just out of reach but within grasp. If only someone steps forward to sever the chains binding the innocent. It is a silent call, a plea from the forest, resonating like a heartbeat in the night. And in that heavy air, torn between fear and necessity, you realize that change is born of courage. But then, the palpable tension breaks. What no one expected is the sudden eruption of movement from the shadows. A shift, powerful and fierce, disrupts the looming darkness, an answer to the forest's silent plea. You watch in awe as the bear, that noble guardian, charges into the fray, crashing through the underbrush with a force that makes the ground tremble. With each thunderous footfall, you can feel the earth shudder under the weight of impending justice. A low growl rumbles from the bear's throat, deep and resonant, amplifying the urgency of the moment. That growl seems to tear through the night, cutting into the poacher's laughter, drowning it in sound. The air around you snaps alive with energy, electrified by the possibility of change. This is the tipping point, the moment when despair meets valor head-on. The poachers freeze for an instant, eyes widening in disbelief. You can feel their confusion, their shock, mingling with the fading echoes of their smug laughter. They grasp for weapons, their bravado faltering as they stand between the encroaching wild and the innocent lives they aim to exploit. You sense a flicker of fear. An emotion they've forced themselves to dismiss now surges back to the surface. The bear continues to advance, eyes locked on its targets, muscles taut and ready, exuding an aura of command and power. It is unclear who is more afraid, the poachers or the bear. Yet in this battle of wills, it becomes evident that nature's spirit is determined to reclaim what is rightfully its. You feel your breath catch in your throat as the poachers stumble backward. Fear has its grip on them now. This formidable creature, a force of nature, stands against them, a living embodiment of resolve in the face of cruelty. You can sense the shifting tide as nature calls forth its champion, unraveling the poacher's false bravado. The bear's very presence is a statement, a reminder that the wild does not forgive. In that moment of hesitation, the bear harnesses its instinct and charges forward. You can feel it. The rhythm of adventure pulses in your veins as your heart races in tandem with its movements. The poachers try to regroup, but the bear's power is mesmerizing. Each stride propels it closer to the cages, each mighty paw striking the earth with purpose and intent. A wave of hope surges through you. You understand this isn't merely an act of bravery, it's a declaration. The bear stands for all those who have suffered in silence, all those whose spirit has been stifled by the cruelty of man. The beast releases a guttural roar, reverberating through the night like a battle cry, echoing through the trees, a sound you'll remember forever. It's a call to arms for the forest and a warning for the poachers. You are overwhelmed by the sheer strength of it, each note carrying the promise of liberation. The empty cages rattle, acknowledging a bond forged between wild and captive. They tremble as though alive, feeling the stirrings of hope breathe life into their confines. The men, taken aback, scramble in chaos, scrambling to gather themselves amidst the confusion. Panic rearranges their faces. The bravado is replaced by raw, unfiltered fear. You can see them hesitate. Fingers fumble for weapons, but intention is lost in the deadlock of uncertainty. The bear closes in, its jaw set, eyes shimmering with the wild intelligence that understands this dance all too well. A shift occurs, and you are gripped with awe and anticipation. Here stands the embodiment of justice, and against all odds, it shall prevail. Nature quickens its pulse as the forest seems to rally behind its champion. The silence of fear shatters, replaced by an exhilarating chorus of life. Amidst the chaos, life doesn't just happen, it flourishes. The very essence of freedom fills the air as you witness the imprisoned animals stirring in their cages, sensing hope for the first time in what feels like an eternity. Their quiet despair is suddenly met with a resurgence of strength, all eyes drawn toward the bear's righteous march. Then, as the bear roars again, unleashing a pent-up fury, the spell is broken. In that moment, the laws governing man and beast seem to crumble, forming a new reality as the bear confronts the embodiment of cruelty before it. The poachers begin to realize their illusion of power is slipping through their fingers, their bravado unraveling like fog in the morning sun. In their faces, you see disbelief morphing into a mix of shock and fear, dark realization dawning that they are no longer predators in control, but prey under the vast canopy of the wild. You feel elation surging through you. Here is the moment you had hoped for, the awakening of nature defending its own. This isn't just a clash. It's an affirmation of life, a testament to the bonds that hold together the fragile fabric of existence. All across the forest, the tension is electric, alive with shared purpose and solidarity. Here stands the heart of the fight, bravery entwined with justice, as instinct meets intention. This sacred space transforms, blossoming as you witness the shift, an unfurling of potential and promises. In the face of this ferocious scene, hope blooms anew. The bear's movements usher in a wave of liberation, its charge acting as a catalyst to an awakening that transcends the mere physical realm. As the bear continues its advance, you feel empowered, overloaded with passion for those who dwell within the confines of despair. Whether human or animal, they need someone to fight for them. You sense the shift within yourself too. This confrontation is changing everything. No longer merely an observer, you ripple with exhilaration. You want to stand for those who cannot stand for themselves. You want to be part of the change, the awakening, the justice that flows from witnessing this act of courage. With every stride, the bear leads a revolution not only for the captured lives, but for every soul bound by the darkness of injustice. In that charged moment, the barriers fall away, revealing the profound interconnectedness you never truly understood until now. Nature has answered, and in its magnificent crescendo, it unknowingly lights a fire within you, a determination to embrace your role in the narrative of justice. And so, as the battle unfolds before you, you stand not just in the presence of a bear, but as a witness to a transformative moment, a coming together of hearts, wills, and spirits, a collective consciousness ignited by the instinct and courage of one majestic creature, ready to reclaim the right to be free. In the aftermath of the storm, silence reigns thick and heavy as breathless anticipation courses through the air. You stand frozen at the epicenter of an awakening you never knew you needed. The echoes of the bear's triumphant charge fade, replaced by the reverberating heartbeat of the forest. Around you, the trees seem to stretch their branches even further, as if partaking in this critical moment, reaching for the reclamation of stolen innocence. The poachers stand just within your view, their confidence shattered like fragile glass. You see their faces, once vibrant with animosity, now smeared with confusion and fear. They are mere silhouettes against the unfolding drama, already eclipsed by the undeniable power of nature revealing itself in all its glory. The bear stands tall and proud, a living testament to resilience, casting a long shadow that encircles the cages and the trapped animals, creating a space where liberation feels tangible. The caged animals stir, their wide eyes reflecting the flickers of hope ignited by the bear's fearless presence. You hold your breath as they begin to move, slowly at first, like tender shoots reaching for the sunlight after a long winter. It is as if the intensity of the moment touches them too, urging them to remind themselves of the vibrant lives they once held. The atmosphere thickens with unspoken connection, an unbreakable bond forged in shared struggle and the promise of freedom. You step forward instinctively, heart racing, a part of this moment that resonates deeper within you than anything you've ever experienced. A primal urge wells inside you to support what is unfolding. As if reading your mind, the bear turns its head to you, eyes filled with a fierce wisdom, silently begging for your partnership in this sacred quest for liberation. In that gaze, you feel an unspoken recognition, the acknowledgement that you are part of something much larger than yourself. Without hesitation, you rush forward, fueled by passion, taking the initiative to urge the animals to the freedom they crave. You reach for the first cage, hands trembling but steady. Each lock feels like the question of hope. You fumble with the mechanism, determination surging through you as you remember their sorrow, their stories of kidnapping longing for resolution. In that moment, you are not merely an observer, but a participant woven fabric into a tapestry of courage. With a resolute click, the cage unlocks, swinging open to reveal a timid deer whose large, frightened eyes meet yours, searching for reassurance. And with that simple glance, you glimpse an entire universe of emotions: fear, longing, and above all, hope. It takes a moment, but then the deer steps out of its prison, and for the first time, its hooves hit the earth, its connection to the wild reignited. You breathe a sigh of relief, a euphoric beat of triumph swelling in your chest. One life liberated. Together you've begun to unravel the entangled sorrow. The momentum builds. Soon, you're unshackling one cage after another, each swing of the door fueling a chorus of life. A cacophony of joy bursts forth as animals reclaim their spirit, running, jumping, and taking in the air so sweet and untainted by captivity. Each freed soul merges into the collective, an expansive symphony playing throughout the forest. Laughter dances on the wind as the animals rise in unity against the darkness, reclaiming their rightful place among the trees and hills, their hearts ignited with a fierce determination. And the bear. It stands sentinel, unwavering, a guardian among them, fiercely protective, as if to say that this moment of liberation will not be stolen again. The essence of the wild seems to hum in harmony with their movements, as if nature itself rejoices and dances in tandem with those freed from despair. As the last lock is turned, releasing the final animal from its bonds, the realization hits you. This day became part of something monumental, a movement igniting across the landscape. You watch as they scatter into the embrace of the forest, renewed and reborn, a haunting truth that echoes and reverberates through every heartbeat of this sacred land. Still, the shadows of the poachers linger at the edges, their presence a reminder that the battle is far from over. They may not recognize the type of power nature wields, but you sense their emboldened fear. As they huddle together, they grasp desperately for control, struggling against the tide of an uprising they cannot comprehend. But you know, this confrontation is only the beginning. The world is alive with possibilities, and nature's response resounds now more than ever. Injustice shall not have the final say. With the bear alongside you, you know that vigilance is key. The fight to protect these vulnerable creatures is far from finished. You stand tall among the freed animals, awakening a new kind of purpose within yourself. The fragile balance of this ecosystem still teeters, and you feel the weight of responsibility settle on your shoulders like a mantle of courage. You recognize how deeply connected you are to this land. Every tree, every creature, every gentle breeze weaving a story of resilience. Now, you must carry that burden of advocacy beyond this moment. With a heart kindled by the events of today, you resolve to be the voice that carries the stories of survival, the urgency for justice echoing through the hearts of many. As you embrace your role in this new chapter, the echo of freedom resonates in your soul. A promise formed through shared struggles, a bond of silent understanding. With a unified front surging forth behind you, the forest pulses alive with energy and the promise of protection. Together, you will stand as guardians, forging a path for those who have no voice. And in the whispered heart of every tree and the rustling leaves, you hear the affirmations of unyielding hope, a knowledge that the wild will forever reclaim its own every time. As the forest settles into a quiet resilience, the gentle rustle of leaves whispers a fresh promise. The air feels different now, charged with the electric pulse of potential. Every breath you take, mingling with the fragrance of damp earth and wildflowers, reminds you that you stand on sacred ground, a battleground that has witnessed countless stories, each woven together by trials and tribulations. You glance back at the bear, its figure standing resolute against the backdrop of the forest, a guardian marking the threshold between chaos and serenity. Its eyes, deep and understanding, lock onto yours, In that look, you grasp the shared history rooted in a fierce defiance against injustice. Each creature liberated has become a part of this tapestry, and you are determined to carry their voices into a world that continues to turn a blind eye. But reality looms just beyond the trees. The shadows of the poachers still hover, like dark clouds threatening to rain sorrow anew. Their mindset hasn't shifted, yet your resolve is fortified by the moments that have unfolded today. Those once impenetrable barriers of despair have crumbled, awakened by the courage manifesting in the wild. You know that this story must be told, not just here but everywhere. The urgency now surging within you transforms into determination. You reach deep inside yourself, pulling from the well of emotion stirred by witnessing the plight of the captured creatures. With every life freed, you carry their stories forward, voices echoing in unison. They need someone to stand alongside them, to protect their right to thrive free from human cruelty. As you weave your way through the forest, you turn your thoughts to action. An idea forms, one that promises to bridge the gap and protect these fragile souls. You see the forest as not only a refuge, but a sanctuary for sharing, a place to gather those who understand the power of this charge. As you envision a collective rallying for respect, you are empowered to lead. You can sense the forest shifting again, the trees swaying in an understanding dance. They support you, and you feel their energy, a knowing that awareness is key to protecting those who cannot protect themselves. You envision a movement, one that stretches from corner to corner of the earth, igniting compassion and camaraderie among humankind. But even as you dream of this transformation, you know it will take immense courage to break the silence that has shielded the poachers. Your heart swells as you recall how nature answered a call for justice, and you come to understand a fundamental truth. The wilderness is resilient, but so too must be the efforts to protect it. The voices rising in the forest will need allies. They will need conscious champions in the human world, ready to acknowledge the depth of connection we share with these magnificent beings. As you ponder the enormity of your task, you realize that clarity emerges from the chaos. The quest to cultivate awareness, respect, and solidarity burgeons. What happened today was not simply an act of defiance, but an awakening. It has forged a path forward, and you're ready to venture down this road illuminated by a shared purpose. With fresh determination, you gather remnants of the day's emotions, that relentless urgency shifting into tangible plans. You envision meetings held in clearings, conversations igniting hearts with passion for the wild, nurtured by the understanding that these battles confront all of humanity. Each liberated animal can represent a story, a reason to engage, to push against stagnation. Back in your own world, you will share the tales of bravery and resilience, the gravity of the cause shifting lives. You will unite those who care into a powerful collective voice, an embodiment of continuity, assuring the wild remains saved and cherished. Together you will form a network of advocates, wielders of compassion, determined to ensure that no story remains unheard. The sun begins to dip below the horizon, casting soft hues of gold and warm orange across the forest canopy, a visual embrace wrapping around you. As you watch the final rays refract off the leaves, the beauty of nature takes your breath away. You can almost hear the forest breathe, blossoming with life anew, holding space for hope, persistent hope that things can and will improve. With each step you take toward this vision, you feel an inner strength building, an unyielding commitment that echoes through the woods and beyond, drawing others in. As the last of the creatures rejoice in their newfound freedom, the bear walks beside you, a sentinel urging you onward. Together, you are ready to embark on this journey, knowing it may be long and arduous, but completely necessary. You find comfort in your connection to this place, a feeling of belonging in the vastness of life. The gravity of your newfound purpose feels like a beacon calling you forward. The whispers of the forest urging you to remain vigilant, to reach for those in need. Each passing moment builds on the foundation laid today. The stories of resilience, dignity, and courage intertwining in the fabric of existence. And in time, as you stand on the threshold of what lies ahead, you feel that you are no longer just a witness, but an active participant in the ongoing narrative of life and justice. You are woven into the fabric of the wild, a protector filled with passion and purpose. You hold within you the stories that need telling, the truths that need to be seen. For even within the shadows of despair, you know that hope is a powerful force, unyielding, resolute, and steadfast, and it will forever reverberate among those who care enough to fight for it. As you walk away from the forest, you hold a deep promise within you. The wild will reclaim its own, again and again, and you will be there to witness it, to protect it, nurture it, and champion it for all that it represents. The journey has just begun, and your heart swells with understanding. This truth must echo eternally. In the days that follow, the echoes of the forest linger in your heart, intertwining with your daily existence. The bear, a mighty guardian, symbolizes the wild's unwavering spirit, sparking a fire inside you that refuses to flicker out. You can still feel the weight of the stories shared, the raw courage of the animals you liberated. Each memory adds fuel to your determination, stirring the desire within you to act on behalf of those who cannot advocate for themselves. You become a beacon of hope for those around you, eagerly sharing the transformative tale, the bravery of the bear, confronting the shadow of human greed. Friends and family lean in, their curiosity awakened by your urgency. They hang on to your every word as you recount how the forest rallied against despair, how liberation turned the air vibrant with promise. The lesson is clear. Together, they can join in this noble quest to protect that which is vulnerable. Soon, a gathering of passionate souls coalesces around your vision. They are drawn together by the shared fire of purpose that ignites within. You witness the blossoming of ideas, plans formulating against poaching and illegal trafficking. With each story you share, the movement begins to take shape, a collective awakening rippling through your community. Hope swells in your heart, knowing that what was once a single act of courage can spiral into a powerful wave of advocacy, capable of sweeping through the chaos of indifference. One clear evening, beneath a canopy of stars, you find yourself organizing a meeting under the silvery moon. Each guest holds a flickering candle, symbols of hope illuminating their commitment. The air vibrates with anticipation as you gather to discuss the paths forward. The warmth of shared purpose fills the night. It's a tangible force, an energy that moves through you and sets each heart on fire. As you speak, the stories of the bear and the creatures behind bars weave into the night's reflections. You remind everyone of the strength found in unity, urging them to remember that they are not just witnesses, but participants in the narrative of life and the fierce struggle for justice. The forest has spoken, and they are now part of the chorus calling for change. Your words ignite an ember within your listeners, transforming resolve into action. Plans begin to form, awareness campaigns that will reach out to schools, simple yet powerful posters to promote conservation, community cleanup initiatives that will breathe new life into forgotten corners of the wild. Each plan builds upon the last, like the intricate layers of a grand mural depicting hope and care for the earth and its inhabitants. A sense of urgency binds you all together as you flexibly navigate new paths toward collective protection. People around you begin to explore their individual relationship with nature, how even small actions can ripple outward, like a pebble tossed into a vast lake. Your gathering becomes a sanctuary of commitment and solidarity, where ideas flourish and every voice contributes to the rising tide of advocacy. Weeks blend together, and as the season shifts, your efforts transform. You spend your time nurturing connections with wildlife organizations, reaching out to fellow advocates who share the same ethos. Networking becomes part of your everyday routine, each day offering new opportunities for collaboration and education, and the flames of passion grow stronger. One Friday night, you stand at the edge of the forest, rallying a crowd to walk in silence. It's a peaceful vigil, a way for everyone to pledge their commitment to protecting the wild. Candles flicker in the soft glow of dusk, illuminating faces filled with intent. You lead the procession, the gentle sounds of nature guiding you forward, reminding you all of the reason you gathered. As you weave through the trees, you can feel the rhythm of hope pulsating like a heart, reminding you that resilience thrives here. The forest embraces you, its energy awakening the deepest emotions within. You recognize the power of community, the strength in numbers that rises from shared purpose and responsibility. Once again, gathered in that moonlit clearing, you honor the commitment you've made. Each individual shares a personal story of connection to the wild, and the tapestry of resolve deepens, binding you all together. You speak of the bear, the symbol of courage standing at the heart of this movement. It embodies the call to protect the innocent and the wild. The voices that mix with the night air blend into a powerful choir of shared dedication. Tears mingle with laughter as you glimpse the weight of your collective promise settling over the gathering, a vow to protect this cherished land tirelessly. You realize your path has branched out capaciously, reaching beyond you to touch countless lives. Under this gathering of stars, hopes spring forth, dreams of influence and change insensitive to the barriers in the way. You are not alone. The spirits of the wild unite, urging each of you to step into your roles as guardians. You can feel their urging flowing through you. The whispers of nature grow louder, reiterating that the fight for justice and compassion must be nurtured. The night softens as everyone quietly drifts away, but not before exchanging a final embrace, a firm grasp that symbolizes mutual respect for the wild. You feel fulfilled, but recognize there's a long road ahead. The stories of animals freed echo in your heart, reminding you of your purpose: to carry the torch of advocacy and nurture the connections you've forged. With resolve pulsing through your veins, you vow to be an unwavering voice for the voiceless, a fierce protector standing alongside the wild. Your journey is just beginning, but you know that with each day, hope swells higher. The wild will reclaim its power, and you will be there, hand in hand with nature, affirming your commitment to protect, nurture, and champion all that is beautiful and innocent in the world. As you stand at the edge of the forest, candles flickering out, you turn back, glancing one last time at the path lit by your gathering. You know this truth must resonate through the winds and across the wilds, echoing in the hearts of all who care. The days pass like the gentle flowing of a river, each moment bringing new resolve and deeper reflection. In your heart, the fires of commitment ignite with every sunrise, pulling you further into the depths of your purpose. The spirit of the bear remains vivid and strong, a constant reminder of the courage necessary to confront the darkness engulfing your wild companions. You awaken each morning to the calls of the woods, birds singing a melody of life renewed, branches swishing gently in the breeze. The world around you pulsates, urging you to dive deeper into your mission. You find yourself walking more intentionally into the heart of the forest, each step a silent promise to your newfound purpose. As you walk deeper into the woods, you encounter others, the hikers, the walkers, the bird watchers, all feeling the magnetic pull of the wilderness. They too share the whispers of hope as they walk, and you are struck by how interconnected you all are. Each person carries their own story, breathing life into the mission without even realizing it. You begin to converse with these fellow travelers, your conversations blossoming into connections bound by an unspoken alliance. Have you heard about the efforts to protect the valley from developers? one woman asks as she catches up with you on the trail, her breath steady despite the incline. I have, you reply, your heart swelling with gratitude for kindred spirits. We're organizing against it. It's a fight we must win for those who cannot speak. You share tales of the bear, the wild courage that became a catalyst for change, and together you transform shared fears into commitment, your conversations feeding the flames of activism even more. Weeks meld into months, and with every meeting, with every event organized, you see the community's conviction solidifying. You step into leadership roles with ease, holding sessions that teach about the fragility of ecosystems and the impact of human actions. With local schools, you develop educational programs that introduce children to the wild tales of your forest, imbuing them with a sense of stewardship to protect it. At the culmination of these efforts, you plan a community festival, a celebration of the wild. The air pulses with excitement as local artists showcase their work. Voices of musicians swirl around like leaves caught in a breeze. Children dash with laughter, their eyes sparkling as they connect with nature through storytelling sessions and guided walks. The festival is a tribute not only to the wildlife and forests, but also to everyone who has chosen to become a guardian of the wild, much like the bear who inspired you. As dusk falls on the festival, the glow of lanterns transforms the space into something magical, a blending of light and shadow, reminiscent of the wild's mysteries. You find yourself at the heart of it, circle after circle of laughter and joy, as families gather to celebrate not just their efforts, but the beauty that surrounds them. Then, standing among the crowd, a peaceful hush falls as you step forward to share your story. You open your heart to those who have come together, reminding them of how far you've all come. Tonight, we honor that wild spirit. You call out, your voice steady, resonating through the hearts gathered before you. Just like the bear who fights for its kin, we stand united, promising to defend and nurture this land vulnerable to the storms of greed. The crowd erupts in applause. A wave of gratitude flows like a river through the gathering, each clap a declaration of their commitment. You let the applause wash over you, recognizing that this movement is no longer solely yours. It belongs to all, imbued with emotions that reflect the strength of unity. In this moment, you glance across the faces illuminated by lantern light. Hope, determination, and love radiate back at you. You see the essence of the bear in each person's eyes, a flicker of wild determination mirrored as they unite in one singular purpose: to protect what they love fiercely. After the initial excitement, you convene small groups to strategize for the next steps. As folks pair up to discuss how they will keep the momentum of advocacy alive, you witness a rallying spirit that draws people in like the warmth of the fire. Ideas flow effortlessly. Boycotts of companies that harm wildlife, petitions aimed at local government, outreach programs to involve younger generations in conservation. You understand that this is it, the turning point where individuals bond to create lasting impact. You feel the deep pulse of nature urging you onward. Each day you connect and share your knowledge. You listen, you learn. The wild heart beats stronger with every soul you touch. Bonds deepen. You create a network of like-minded advocates, strategizing every possible way to enact change. Together you are formidable, a force of nature unto yourselves. As the seasons shift around you, so too does the energy of your community. Each struggle becomes a stanza in the symphony of resistance, and you find that even in the darkest moments, light dawns. Now, under the same silvery moon that watched over your first gathering, you close your eyes in gratitude, breathing in the sweet scent of the forest that envelops you. The bear has not only inspired you, it has transformed you, showing you the beauty that lies in vulnerability, courage, and the unyielding bond between all creatures. You know this journey of advocacy will continue, unfolding like the petals of a flower toward the sun. The future might be unknown, but you carry a promise in your heart, a promise to safeguard the wild and foster the connections that forever bind you to nature, its creatures, and each other. As the night deepens and firelight wanes, you hold the stories of liberation close, a reminder that the wild has a voice, and you will be its champion for all that it represents. As the seasons continue to change, like the flip of a page in a cherished book, you feel a shift not only in the world around you but also within yourself. With each passing day, your resolve deepens, bolstered by the connections forged among those who believe in the same cause. The community you've grown alongside flourishes, branches intertwine, roots stretch wide, and the network of advocates becomes stronger than you ever imagined. Months into your journey, the echoes of the bear's courage resonate throughout your gatherings. Each time you share the tale, it serves as a reminder of the strength found in the wild and the significance of the natural world. The bear, once a solitary creature, now stands as a symbol of unity, binding each of you through shared purpose. You've each adopted pieces of its spirit, fierce, protective, and relentless in the pursuit of justice. The world just outside the forest has begun to take notice too. Local newspapers feature stories about your advocacy, highlighting the events organized by your network. Children, once blissfully unaware of the dangers posed to their beloved wildlands, now engage with nature and strive to protect it through their own projects. You've planted seeds of passion, and they are beginning to blossom in ways you could never have anticipated. One Saturday, you arrange a nature walk where children can explore the forest while learning about different species that call it home. You can feel the thrill of anticipation as young faces light up with wonder. Each curiosity voiced, each question asked, feels like a gentle breeze nudging you onward. At that moment, you see the future unfolding before your eyes. A future where the lessons of the wild are passed down, creating a legacy of guardianship. That day, you witness children marveling at the iridescent glow of a dragonfly, captivated by the delicate dance of fireflies, and listening intently to the calls of various birds hidden within the trees. Their excitement is palpable, their laughter ringing through the woods like a joyous song. You realize that today is not just about sharing information. It's about instilling a sense of wonder that will stay with them long after they leave the forest. Time seems to dissolve like the fading light as you guide them deeper into the wild. Each step taken reveals hidden treasures of nature, a soft patch of moss, vibrant colors of blooming wildflowers, the mesmerizing patterns of tree bark. The beauty encourages connections not only to the land, but to each other as well. You speak of the importance of protecting this sacred space, weaving stories of animals and the impact of human action. The children, eager to soak in the knowledge, hang on to every word. You emphasize the responsibility they carry, the power they possess to stand as protectors of their environment. In their eyes, you see that flame of guardianship igniting, and it fills you with hope. After the walk, you sit beneath an ancient oak tree, inviting the children to share their thoughts. Their imaginations flow freely, ideas sparkle like stars in the night sky. One child suggests creating art to raise awareness, while another proposes a project to gather trash from the trails. Each contribution builds upon the last, and together you map out plans that echo the wild's creativity. In that moment, you are not merely a guide but a mentor, a guardian who nurtures the spirits of the next generation. Their energy invigorates you, reinforcing your own mission as you hold each idea close, knowing they reflect the promise of change. As you wrap up, many children express how they now feel a personal connection to the land. They vow to share what they've learned with their families, promising to protect the forest that has offered them so much joy. They run ahead, laughter filling the air, unbridled enthusiasm reminding you of the magic that flows effortlessly through life when it intertwines with nature. The days turn into weeks, and the festival you once envisioned becomes a reality on the calendar. The buzz among your community grows like the rise of the dawn, a shared excitement pulsing through the air as preparations unfold. This time, the festival will also serve as a fundraiser for conservation efforts, ensuring that the wild can persevere amidst ongoing threats. As you walk along the path leading to the festival site, you feel the vibrations of interconnectedness swaying like the branches above. The excitement is palpable. Vendors set up booths with displays of local art. Wildlife rehabilitation organizations share their missions and success stories. Everyone contributes their part, echoing the theme that underscores your shared purpose. As evening descends, you watch as families gather, their faces illuminated by radiant lanterns, casting warmth across the space. Music fills the air as laughter intertwines with the melodies, a testament to the collective joy of this wild celebration. And just like that night long ago, you take the stage to share your heart with all present. You tell the story of the bear, how it inspired an extraordinary movement among all those devoted to protecting what is precious. You emphasize unity, the strength found in community, and how even the smallest efforts can create ripples of change. Then, turning to the crowd, you invite everyone to take action. You urge them to engage with the environment, safeguard their local ecosystems, and instill values that cultivate respect and care for nature. As you speak, you see lit-up eyes reflecting hope, the same passion that burned within you so long ago. As the night unfolds, conversations swirl like the vibrant colors of the sunset, buzz of ambition electrifying the air. Ideas flow like a river, enthusiasm surging through each interaction. New friendships form, old connections deepen, and together you celebrate the wild that embraces you all. The festival becomes a glorious tapestry woven from shared stories, visions, and commitments to advocacy. And as the night wraps itself around you like a comforting blanket, you step back for a moment, allowing gratitude to wash over you. You know this is more than a memory. It's a movement, a powerful force igniting change in ways you never imagined possible. Your heart swells with peace, knowing you are not merely an advocate. You are part of something larger, woven snugly into the intricate fabric of life, rooted in hope, bursting with love for the wild. And as the final notes of the festival echo into the night, you understand a crucial truth. The wild has its voice, and it will continue to resonate in the hearts of all who care deeply. The festival hums in your heart long after the last lantern is extinguished, and the final echoes of laughter fade into the cool night air. As dawn breaks, a new day unfurls before you, each ray of sunlight a promise of hope, each soft breeze a reminder of the wild that feeds your spirit. You wake with a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that the real work lies ahead. A sustained commitment to protect and nurture. You lace up your boots, the familiar sensation grounding you as you step outside. The forest beckons, each sound amplifying the connection. The whisper of leaves, the call of distant birds, it all reminds you that nature is alive, breathing, and in need of guardians. As you tread along familiar paths, thoughts swirl in your mind. What next? How do you transform a moment of joy into lasting change? As you walk, you contemplate the necessity of continuing to raise awareness. The festival was a wonderful beginning, but what about those who couldn't attend? What of those still oblivious to the plight of the creatures hiding among the trees, still unaware of the fragile balance that hangs in the air? The reality weighs heavy on your heart. You must reach every corner where passion needs to blossom, where stories yearn to be heard. In your mind, plans begin to take shape. Education programs that extend further into the community, storytelling sessions in local schools, a social media campaign that spreads the message like wildfire. You envision an outdoor banner that vibrantly holds the message of wildlife protection for all to see. These moments, you realize, can organically grow into meaningful conversations that inspire action. With determination, you reach out to local schools. The response is overwhelmingly positive. Teachers echo your passion, eager to engage their students in a dialogue about the natural world. The kids ripple with excitement when you tell them you'll be visiting. It's invigorating to hear their enthusiasm, to know your sphere of influence is widening and that small minds are ready to embrace the wild. As your calendar fills up with bookings, you feel a shift, a collective energy igniting in the community. You schedule a series of visits, each school a fresh canvas upon which to paint vivid stories and nurture a love for nature. On one particular school visit, the classroom buzzes with anticipation. The moment you walk in, it's clear this is more than just another lecture. It's a rite of passage into their understanding of the world. You bring with you artifacts from the forest, feathers from various birds, a piece of bark etched by the elements, even a cast of a bear paw. The children's eyes grow wide as you share the tales of the wild, stories that unfold like pages from a treasured book, each one ripe with lessons of resilience, survival, and the delicate balance that governs nature. You ask them to imagine the world through the eyes of a bear, a creature that witnesses the changing seasons, experiences the joy of a stream rushing in spring, and feels the pang of loss from a shrinking habitat. Their imaginations ignite, filled with questions and ideas, a collective spark that fills the room with light. Can bears really know if we're helping or hurting them? One curious child asks, and you feel a rush of hope. This is it, the awakening. Each question is a gateway, leading them further into contemplation. Yes, you respond with an earnest smile. Every time we make a choice to protect their home, we honor their world. It's like a secret bond we share, a promise to guard what is precious. Their faces beam with conviction, each young mind eager to explore how their actions intertwine with the well-being of the wild. You suggest they create a pledge listing small actions they can take, using less plastic, recycling, or simply spreading the word to their friends and families about what they learn. You thread a fabric of possibilities, each thread representing a fresh commitment to stewardship. After your session, the classroom buzzes with plans. Children pairing up excitedly to develop posters, organize a cleanup day at the local park, and raise awareness through creative projects. The energy flows like a current, and you can't help but feel an overwhelming joy. You realize they are not merely absorbing information, they are transforming that knowledge into action. As evening descends upon your town, the vivid color palettes of sunset ebb into hues of purple and gold, nature's artistry in full display. The day is winding down, and you're filled with gratitude for the opportunity to inspire. Yet, you know this is just the beginning of an unwavering journey that stretches before you like an endless horizon. In the weeks that follow, your presence wends through schools, community centers, and even libraries, where parents and guardians gather to engage in discussions about nature conservation. You hear their stories, those who grew up loving the wilderness and those who have yet to discover it. They each contribute threads to your tapestry of hope, adding weight and depth to what it means to be steward of the land. You leverage social media as a tool, crafting posts that resonate with those who seek to champion nature. You share images of vibrant wildlife, lush landscapes, and insights from your sessions. The online community responds, growing with every share and like. You foster a sense of belonging for those who want to protect the wild, ensuring they feel seen and heard in the bustling world beyond nature's embrace. Days flow seamlessly, filled with purpose, yet punctuated by moments of reflection. You step into the forest and breathe deeply, allowing the silence to wash over you. In the stillness, you hear the murmurs of the wild, how everything is connected, how each creature plays an essential role in the grand design. Your heartbeat syncs with the rhythm of the trees, and you close your eyes, feeling their presence. It reaffirms your purpose, to protect this sacred space and to inspire others to recognize their place within it. The edges of doubt crumble away with each step you take, and you see clearer than ever before. This journey is not just about you, it is about legacy. As the sun dips below the horizon, you make your way home knowing a new chapter is unfolding. You've woven a network of guardianship, a testament to the power of connection, education, and action inspired by that brave bear roaming wild. Your heart beats in tandem with the forest. It dances in joy for every voice that rises in stewardship, and now it echoes with the promise of a future where nature thrives in harmony, protected by those who love it fiercely. As the vibrant colors of autumn cascade down upon the forest, change hangs in the air like the crisp scent of fallen leaves. Each morning, you wake with renewed clarity, invigorated by the cries of nature that call you from the outside world. The work you've done has grown roots, but the urgency of the task ahead looms larger with every passing season. You've engaged countless souls, each eager to take part in the movement. Yet the reality of environmental threats continues to expand like vines choking out the trees. Reports of habitat destruction and poaching press on your mind, heavy as the stones lining the paths of the woods. As much as hope flourished during the festival and outreach efforts, you cannot ignore the shadows that whisper of harm, tenacious reminders of what is at stake. With resolve strengthening within you, you gather your network to plan an initiative. You hold a meeting in the heart of the forest, under the sprawling branches of an ancient oak, a symbol of stability amidst the chaos of change. The air is electric, filled with a blend of excitement and anxiety. As you capture the attention of your group, you see faces light up with determination. It's time to amplify our voices, you declare, your words laden with gravity. We've nurtured a community that cares deeply about preserving our natural world. We must channel our power now to confront the threats we face, together. The crowd buzzes with ideas, the energy swirling around, bubbling with the potential of collective action. You encourage everyone to share thoughts, allowing the ripples of creativity to flow. One dedicated member proposes organizing a rally, a public demonstration that shines a bright light on the issues afflicting local wildlife and habitats. You can see it now, the vision taking shape as you discuss the logistics. Let's invite local lawmakers, encourage citizens to voice their concerns, and educate everyone about the laws protecting our environment. It's time to elevate the conversation beyond these woods and into the ears of those who can make real change. Nods of agreement ripple through the group, hearts beating as one, understanding the power that comes from a united front. Ideas expand and flourish like tendrils of ivy climbing higher, branching into plans for art displays, performances, and educational booths. Each person won't just be an observer, but an active participant in spreading the message. Days blur together in an ecstatic whirl of planning and preparation. Flyers are crafted with vivid images of wildlife, the bear, now emblematic of your cause, boldly etched across the paper. Social media explodes with news of the rally, and as excitement builds, you witness more strangers turning into allies, all driven by a desire for justice for the voiceless. On the day of the rally, the air is electric with anticipation. You arrive early, taking a moment to breathe deeply, savoring the crisp air as it carries the mingled scents of pine and dew-covered earth. This is bigger than you, and the sensation wraps around you like the forest itself, alive, thrumming with potential. As citizens gather, voices rise like a swell of wind through the leaves, building momentum. You look around, and your heart lifts, seeing the sea of faces, some familiar, others newly inspired. The community has arrived, standing shoulder to shoulder, united in purpose and passion. The atmosphere brims with hope, simmering with the spirit of action. You step forward to lead the rally, feeling the weight of responsibility, yet fueled by the energy of those assembled around you. The first speeches echo with passion, words dripping with truth and urgency. Together, you chant slogans that resonate with the strength of 1,000 voices, each one a declaration that together you will not sit idly by. The forest bears witness to your collective resolve. As you raise your voice, sharing stories of the wildlife that inspires your mission, the energy solidifies, wrapping around everyone like the embrace of the trees that have been the backdrop for your dreams. The bear becomes more than just a story to you. It is a narrative of resilience and courage, encapsulated within each heart. During a quieter moment, you pause and look out over the crowd as they listen intently to your words, their faces illuminated by the commitment to protect the wild. You seize the opportunity to encourage everyone to take action beyond slogans, to write letters to local leaders demanding better protections, to become the active stewards the land so desperately needs. The final call to action resonates through the gathering, forging a connection between all of you, humanity and nature intertwined like the roots beneath the earth. You share that the fight for wildlife is not just a responsibility, it's a privilege, a chance to stand up for those who cannot raise their voices, establishing a bridge between eras where the past and future harmonize in the name of conservation. As the rally draws to a close, the atmosphere is electric with enthusiasm. People speak about their excursions into the forest, their impacts on local wildlife, and their newfound dedication to stewardship. You're gifted with hugs and handshakes, genuine gratitude flowing through the veins of the crowd. A striking reminder of your journey together. When you return to the forest, it feels like homecoming. The tracks you walk become familiar yet anew, a canvas upon which to untangle thoughts and digest the day's success. As twilight falls and stars begin to dot the night sky, you reflect on the strength of your community and the power of unity in advocating change. The fight for what is right will not conclude today. It has merely begun, infused with life and potential like the saplings that push through the earth each spring. They remind you that though obstacles arise, the resolve of nature and humanity can weave a path forward, preserving the beauty of the wild for generations to come. In the silence of the forest, you make a promise to the bear, an unspoken oath to continue championing the wild, to carry forward the stories of connection, and to ensure that together you will embrace the wild spirit as both protector and advocate. Through every challenge ahead, you will hold the essence of those first moments, the call of the bear echoing in the chambers of your heart, eternally entwined with the fate of the land and all its inhabitants.